So today's video is going to be on the look that I am wearing right now. No, it is not subtle. Yes, it is a lot of color, but I was really inspired to something super fun and bright and cheerful and just lots and lots of color and something that might not necessarily be the most wearable look in the world. I get it, but you know, hey, maybe you've got a party coming up or a pool party or something that you can do this summer that you might be able to wear a colorful look. So with no further ado, I'm just gonna get on into the video. So if you're interested to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so I'm going with my favorite of all time, as you know, every single time I do my makeup, the Urban Decay Primer Potion with my Mabelline FitMe powder and my Real Techniques brush to set my eyelids to prep for shadow. Now, the first shadow that I go in with is Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek. Usually I use both creme brulee and peach smoothie, but this time I just wanted to go for peach smoothie to create a nice gradient orange. For this shadow right here from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, her first one she created, to go in with these two same brushes, the Sigma E40 and I believe it's the Morphe M441, I think it is, to bring this shadow from my upper lid to my lower crease, just to make sure I get a good base of orange to lie down before I put that pink in. And I had to go for round two because I wanted to intensify it, because I did want to make sure that I had a nice solid gradient for when I put down the pink shade that I'm going in with next. So next up in the palette is this lighter pinky shade right here. I'm going to go with those same two brushes I used before, the exact same ones that I had for the orangey shade, and I'm going to lay down a pink base on top of the orange base. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to create a nice easy gradient from pink to orange. And this shade is a little bit lighter than the pink I'm going to go with next, but which is this pink right here. But it's a nice gradient to go in with. So I'm going to go in with these same two brushes and lay down a nice pink base for this. So basically, I'm going to intensify the pink in just a minute, but I want to make sure that I lay down a nice pink base so I can get a smooth gradient from pink to orange, so that when I do go down and lay this color very intensely, it won't be so hard to blend out if I've already got a nice base. So I'm going to go in right here with the MAC Fix Plus, as well as this Ulta, it's like a regular shader brush, just nothing, I don't think it has a name or a number, but it's just like a regular shader brush. And I went in and I dipped in with that shade of pink in the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, and then I went back in with this brush right here. I believe this one is from Morphe. I will link it down below. And I just dipped it in with the wet brush, the dry brush, the wet brush, the dry brush, and I just added pigment, blended it out, added pigment, blended it out. You see what I'm doing. Then I went in with the Urban Decay Electric palette. I don't know if this palette is available anymore, but I think that if it's not, there is a palette you can get that is comparable, and I will link it down below. I believe it's by the brand W7. Anyway, I took the pink shade from that palette, and I went in with that same wet brush from Ulta, and I just put in this pink base shade on my lid because it was a little tiny bit lighter than the pink shade from the Morphe palette. And, oops, sorry, quick drink break there. And I just wanted to put that down on my lid to make my lid stand out from the rest of the colors. Now I'm going to go and do the same thing with the other eye. And voila, done. But that fallout was nobody's business. So I took these Shea Moisture Wipes, and they are in like the scent of like coconut hibiscus or something. They smell so good, you guys. So good. And I went and I just cleaned up this fallout right here. Next I went in with this primer that I'm going to show you guys right now. It is the No Pore Problem Primer. This stuff, you guys, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a favorite of mine in my next video, but oh my gosh, this primer is beyond excellent. So now I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. Now, I was a little worried because I hadn't used this foundation in a minute, and I bought this when I was pale, a little more pale in the springtime, well, actually kind of like late winter, early spring, and I was kind of worried because the shade was not matching my skin, but I was like, okay, I can make this work, I can make this work. So I'm just blending it into my skin, working it into my skin to cover out all of my freckles and everything like that, and I figured I'll worry about the bronzer later. Then I'm going to go in with this new concealer. Well, it's not new, but it is new to me. It is the Wet n Wild Photo Finish or Photo Focus Concealer, I believe. I went ahead and put that under just one eye to begin with to see what I thought about it and blended it out with my Beauty Blender. And I actually thought it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. I was impressed. So I went ahead and did the other eye just to conceal my dark circles. I did not highlight because this foundation was so light. I was like, I might not even need to highlight. So I just put concealer under my eyes. And then I go ahead and I set that with the Kat Von D light reflecting, oh, sorry. I'm sorry right here, yo. AC/DC came on and I could not help myself. Couldn't help myself. But I go in with the Kat Von D illuminating under eye powder and the shade Petal, and I just set that under eye concealer. Then I go in with this Anastasia brow pencil, and voila, my brows are done. I'll put a card in the top corner so you guys can see my tutorial on how I do my brows. Then I go with this, the same with Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I highlight my brow bone with that very top shade, and this pencil brush, or excuse me, this flat brush from Target that has no name, and just highlight my brow bone. Then I'm going to go in right now with a regular old black eyeliner. It's just the regular NYX Kohl, and I do my top waterline, and then I do my bottom waterline with this star of the show. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in the shade Freak. I was so inspired when I got this. I was like, oh yes, we are doing a look around this right here. And so I decided to focus on my bottom waterline. Then I'm going to go back in with the Urban Decay Electric Palette in this shade right here. And I'm going to smoke that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same flat shader brush, and I'm going to kind of apply the shadow to the very same parts that I applied the eyeliner to make it a little bit more opaque, a little bit more intense. And then I go back in with the pencil brush from Crown, which I'll show you in just a minute, right there. And I'm going to intensify it, and then I'm also going to smoke it out because I wanted my lower lash line to be really smoky with a lot of green and a lot of heavy color to kind of match that top line. Now, I thought it needed a little bit of a black definitive kind of eyeliner on the top because it just looked a little bit weird because my eyelashes are so blonde. And I started out with a different eyeliner, but it just was not working for me. So this is the Mabelline, I think Eye Studio, something like that, skinny black eyeliner. And I just kind of created a very small wing. And then I kind of just filled in the parts of my eyelashes that are blonde, just so that I would have a nice base for mascara. Then I went in with to contour on my NARS Glitter Brush as well as my Wet n Wild contour palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I carved out my cheekbones on both sides. I wanted a little bit more of a definitive contour because I did have such a heavy eye look that I contoured pretty heavily on both my cheeks and then also in my jawbone as well because I wanted something to look pretty sharp and pretty intense. And I knew I was going to go with a neutral blush, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go a little bit ham on my contour just to look a little bit more dramatic. And then I'm going right here with this blush palette from BH Cosmetics. This is the neutral blush palette. It's awesome. I'm taking this shade right here because it is extremely neutral. And I'm going to blend that into my contour because I didn't want necessarily something to stand out like blush per se. Sorry, I think that's a Metallica song or something that came on. I didn't want it to look like blush per se. I kind of just wanted it to look like a flush of color that sort of melted into my highlight. That's why I chose that color because I wanted it to be really neutral. Then I thought, okay, I need to match my skin to my body, so I was trying this new, it smelled really good, by the way. I was trying this new bronzer from Essence. I forget what it's called, but I will link it down below. I just got it the other day, and I just wanted to add a little warmth to my skin, and honestly, I was a little bit worried about this bronzer at first because I thought it was going to be too orange. But when I put it on my skin, it looked so nice. It looked like a really nice natural glow. Then I'm going to go in with this Laura Mercier highlight in the shade 01 with my Sigma tapered highlighting brush and highlight my cheekbones, as well as my forehead, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. Now I'm going to go ahead and give my eyelashes a curl and put on this mascara, which is the Lash Paradise. I thought the Lash Paradise was going to be good enough, but it was not. So I popped on these Ardell Wispies right here. I will link the style down below. And I felt like we needed just a little bit more drama. So I added like an inner wing right here, and I didn't do it on camera, so I'm kind of trying to show you what I did to get that. I kind of wanted to mimic the same motion so you could see what I did if you were trying to copy the look. Then I went ahead and sprayed my face with the Milani setting spray to set all of that down and make it look a little less powdery and a little bit more fluid and nice.
Then I was not sure what I wanted to do on my lips. I was like, should I do something bold? Should I not? And then something caught my eye and my vanity right here, and I was like, oh, let me do this. So I found this this lip liner that I have not used in ages. It's a NYX one, and I even don't even remember the color because it's so old, but I will link it down below. It's a very, very bubblegum pink. So I filled in my whole lips with this because I kind of knew what I was going to go in with over top of it, which you'll see in just a second, but I filled in my whole entire lips because I wanted to get like a solid color. So I'm going to go with this right here. This is the BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick, and I believe this is in the shade Stone. It's a very, very gray-brown tone lipstick. And I thought with that baby doll pink, it would look so good. Then I went over top of it with my Cargo Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Taos, just to add a little bit of sheen, and it honestly made the most perfect neutral shade. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so perfect. I was like, yes, I'm going to use this combo all the time. So here is the finished look. I hope you really enjoyed it.
Okay guys, so that's going to complete this look. I hope you really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun creating it. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe to see more videos from me. Don't forget that SPF is your best friend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!